Wow, okay. Well, dear faculty and staff, thank you so much for this opportunity. All the representing schools here today, I really appreciate this. So good morning, ni hao, guten morgen, dobro utro, buenos dias, and welcome to your day of 2017 graduation. It's an absolute honor to be standing here today, and even a bit of a surprise that I am. I would like to take a second to thank a few very important people. First, to my wife, for your strength and faith, for bringing two beautiful girls into this world while living abroad and supporting me in this dream. To my friends and family for supporting me through thick and thin, and to all of the classmates sitting here for expanding my ability to think outside of the box. Finally, thank you, God, for giving me strength and open doors to walk through. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, Lao Tzu. Although the destination, whether interim or permanent, may appear long, for every step you take, you're that much closer to achieving your goal. As I look across the room here today, many of you are about finished with your journey, or let's call it a chapter in your book of life. Can you remember what it felt like before signing up? The changes that you would have to make, the new normal that you'd have to discover? I mean, even if there'd be any fun to be had in your class. And now think about how far along you've come. It's really like a flash. So keep that in perspective, that with every opportunity and challenge lying ahead of you, it all starts by taking one step, and everything is achievable. So who am I, and what am I doing here? My name is Nick Kirvida. I'm a native Minnesotan and alumni of University of Minnesota Duluth, and today I'm an MBA graduate. The journey that I've traveled have really broadened my horizon. Being born and raised in Minnesota, I saw life like a Minnesotan, which we know isn't a bad thing, but it was quite singular. After I graduated, I moved to Colorado and was surrounded by numerous transplants like myself, trying to figure out how to live a professional ski vacation life. And their singleness and mine crossed and forced my borders to open a little bit in how I saw life. After this, I moved to Austria, a quite conservative European country, but still more diverse than any place I've lived before, and my blinders opened a bit further. Finally, this MBA program and the people who represent it have really allowed me to see with no blinders at all. About a year ago, I saw a very interesting video, a social project that took place in New York. There was a chalkboard placed in the center of the city with a question: what is your biggest regret? And as people walked up, they pondered the question and wrote a response. People would say things like, not following my dreams, not saying I love you, never applying to school, always relying on plan B, never getting out of my comfort zone, not speaking up. The resounding theme was not doing something. The regret that remained wasn't from something they've done, but from something they haven't done. One that stuck out to me was not doing my MBA. And it was a pivotal time because I was considering whether I should do this or not. And I kept it in mind when making the decision. Not to mention a handshake deal from a stranger at the time, which locked both of us into signing up if one or the other did. So, good call, Miki. What this board shows is that people have regrets, and these are most likely linked to a fear of failure. However, one of my favorite stories is of a father who at the dinner table each night would ask his kids how they failed that day. He was open about the topic and he encouraged it. The daughter would respond and say, I failed because I didn't make the basketball team. The son would say, I answered a question in math class and I got it wrong, so I failed. The world wants us to believe that if we're not perfect in our efforts and attempt, that we should be afraid of trying and that we failed. But on the contrary, those kids didn't fail because they tried. And all of you guys have also tried, and you can see the success from your efforts. Failure is not a bad thing, but when you fear it, it's a bad combination. In fact, many successful people have tried and failed the first time, but they continue to move forward and try again. For example, Walt Disney was told that he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Elvis Presley was told to stick to driving trucks. Now listen close, the founder of the company FedEx received a failing grade for his business idea, saying it would never work. So keep this in mind when you guys get your grades back for your projects. Steve Jobs, of course, was fired from his own company. And finally, Babe Ruth has a record for home runs, but also for strikeouts. He said for each strikeout he has, he's that much closer to a home run. The point is that failure is okay, as it leads us closer to a solution, to discovering who we are and what our abilities are. Finally, and I will wrap up with this, one of my favorite parables says, "To whom much is given, much is expected." Think of all that you've been given. Everything from your health to your careers, and now your world-class education. You may be a business owner, a manager, a parent, a mentor, or even a friend to others who haven't been given what you've been given. For me, I have a new exposure, which I showed you. It's about here. And I have to bring that back to people who don't have that same gift. So pay it forward, give back, lead by example, and always continue to move forward one step at a time. Congratulations to everybody today. Thank you.